Hey, what's up guys? Coach Justin from Ultimate Baseball Training. Welcome back to another video, and today we're talking about tryouts because the holidays are here, and that means baseball tryouts will be here before you know it. Time's moving quickly, and I'm telling you, in the blink of an eye, it'll be your tryout date, all right? And so I get a lot of emails every single year from players who are a little bit nervous about their upcoming tryouts, and rightfully so. I mean, these players, they want to perform well at their tryouts so they can make the team and really just play to their full potential. A lot of these guys are trying out for varsity for the first time, or they're trying out for a new team, or they're just new to baseball and they don't necessarily know what to expect. And so today, I thought it'd be helpful if we go over the typical tryout structure, because I'm a firm believer that if you know what's coming, you're not going to be nearly as nervous. It's the same as getting a study guide for a test in school, right? If you have the study guide before the test and you know most likely what's going to be on the exam, it sure makes it a lot easier. Same thing with baseball tryouts, right? So I'm going to share with you the traditional way that coaches like to do things, the traditional tryout structure, and then I'm also going to provide you a couple key pointers for each individual component of the tryout. So we're going to walk through each step, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to go through a couple quick tips on each individual component. I really think you're going to enjoy today's video. Let's jump into it. All right, so first let's talk about the traditional structure of a tryout. And this is the same for any showcase type event as well. So if you're gonna go to any showcases this year, this is a great video for you to watch. But typically, you're gonna show up, whether it's indoors because it's cold where you're at, or whether it's just showing up to your field because it's nice weather, you're gonna show up. The first thing you're gonna do is a warm-up, right? You're gonna get sweating, you're gonna get moving, you're gonna get the blood flowing. So it's gonna be a dynamic warm-up, and traditionally your coach or your team captains or whatever are going to lead you through this warm-up. Then from there, traditionally, you're going to jump right into a 60-yard dash, all right? So it's important. You want to, work on your speed in the next couple months leading up to the tryout, because that's one of the first things that they look for is who can run, who's an athlete out there. So you're going to run a 60-yard dash, and that's before you even pick up a baseball usually, all right? So run your 60-yard dash. A lot of the times you'll run it at least twice, maybe 3 times, so they can get some accurate times on you. Then after your 60-yard dash, then you're going to play catch. So you're going to get loose and you're going to throw a little bit just to warm up and play catch. All right. Once you're finished playing catch, at that point, what you're going to do is it's going to be more position specific. So for you skill position guys, all right, catchers, you're going to go and you're going to catch and you're going to make throws to bases, and you're probably going to block some baseballs, right? Infielders, usually you're going to all go to shortstop and you're going to get 3, 4, 5 ground balls. You're going to field those ground balls and throw them across the diamond to first base. Outfielders, you're going to go out to the outfield. You're going to get some ground balls. You're going to get some fly balls. Traditionally, you're going to go to right field, and then you'll throw to third base, all right? Now, while all the skill position guys are playing or are doing their defensive work, pitchers, at that point, you are going to be doing your bullpens, all right? And so it depends on your coaching staff, how big your staff is, but a lot of the times, everyone will be broken up at this point in time. Pitchers, you'll be doing your thing, throwing your bullpens, and position players, you guys will be basically doing your defensive work and showing off your arm strength. Then after that, after the defensive work is complete, then it's time for BP. It's time to show them what you got in the cage, right? So then everybody's going to take turns. You're going to hit. Again, you might get 3, 4, 5 rounds. It all depends on how many players are trying out, but you're only going to get a few swings to prove yourself, so you got to bring it. You got to hit line drives, stay in the middle of the field, right? But you got BP, and typically that's it. Sometimes, depending on the tryout, depending on the showcase event, sometimes you might have a scrimmage at the end, but a lot of the times there won't be a scrimmage. A lot of the times it'll just end after BP, and that's it. So that's the traditional structure of a baseball tryout. Now I'm going to go back. Let's talk about each individual component just for a second. Let me give you some valuable tips to help you crush your tryout. All right, so remember, the very first part of a tryout is obviously a warm-up, right? And so my quick little tip in order to stand out during warm-ups, before you even get into the baseball-specific stuff, if you want to stand out in warm-ups, be a leader in warm-ups. And what I mean by that is go take charge, take command, and be a line leader. A lot of times, your coach is going to say something like, all right, let's do a dynamic warm-up. I want you guys to break up into, 3 lines or 5 lines or whatever. you take charge and go be a line leader. Show leadership. Your coaches are looking for someone to take the reins, someone to stand out. And I'm telling you, if you immediately jump out there, if you're a vocal leader, if you line everybody up, your coaches are going to take note of that, all right? And so a lot of times I think players mistakenly think that coaches are only looking at the baseball specific stuff, but you got to think of yourself just like a performer on stage, okay? Someone that's going to perform a concert on stage. It's not just when they're singing that eyes are on them. No, eyes are on them from the moment they step on the stage until the moment they leave that stage. You have to think the same thing. Eyes are on you from the moment you walk into the field or into the gym or whatever until the moment that you leave. So it starts, before warm-ups, but warm-ups is a great time for you to immediately stand out to the coaching staff. So be a leader. And then remember, the next part is 60-yard dash. And so I won't go into too much detail here, but one quick little tip that I have for running faster is work on developing forward lean, all right? Too many runners, they're running straight up and down. So their body looks like this as they're running. And you look at the most elite athletes, the fastest guys on the planet. You look at Olympic sprinters, and their body is actually leaning like this. Their chin and their chest is actually out in front over their feet, and their body is leaning like this. They call that forward lean. So I've talked about this in some of my other videos on how to run faster and how to improve your 60 times. So go back and watch those videos. This is not going to be something that you just get the day of tryouts. You got to work on this leading up to tryouts, but I'm telling you, start doing some drills that help you with forward lean, because it's going to make a big time difference in your speed. Then after your 60-yard dash, it's obviously time to play catch. And I think a lot of players make the mistake of thinking that playing catch is just strictly to get loose and warm up. They don't think that coach is really paying attention and watching while you guys are playing catch. And I'm telling you, that's the furthest thing from the truth. And I challenge you, go out to a baseball game at some point and look at both sides warm up. Watch them play catch. And 9 times out of 10, if you stick around and you watch that game, I guarantee the team that played better catch, they warmed up better, they're going to end up winning that ball game. So playing catch is very, very important. We'll talk about that in another video, but it's super important. And my quick little tip to stand out when you're playing catch is zip the ball to your partner. A lot of players, again, they just think that, they just lob it back and forth, and they think it's just to warm up and get loose, and your coach is watching. So zip it to your partner, throw it on a line, hit him in the chest, take pride in playing catch. It's a great way, again, to stand out while everyone else is kind of slacking. You are already making moves, standing out in your coach's eyes. Then after you play catch, it's obviously time for your defensive work. So catchers, again, you're going to be with all the other catchers doing your catching work. Infielders, you guys are going to be fielding ground balls, making throws. Outfielders, fielding ground balls, fielding fly balls, and making throws, all right? Pitchers, this is going to be the time when you do your bullpens. And so my quick tip here for all you position players is be smooth with your footwork. Be smooth with your footwork and show off your arm strength, all right? I think too many times players, infielders, let's say, they're at shortstop and they field the ground ball and they're so focused on making a great throw that hits the first baseman right in the chest that they end up actually lobbing the baseball over there because they think accuracy is the most important thing. And accuracy is very important, but coaches also want to see that raw talent. They want to see that arm strength, a lot of those things that you can't necessarily teach, all right? And so I think a lot of coaches would prefer to see a guy sling it over there and have a throw that's a little bit inaccurate, maybe not right in the chest, but a little bit more wild, but throw it with more velocity, all right? And so that's my tip for, outfielders, same thing, infielders, outfielders, catchers. I'm telling you, be smooth with your footwork and show off your arm strength. You're only going to get a few throws to do it, so make those throws count. Then after that, it's all about hitting, right? Batting practice. And my tip for BP is really just hit line drives and stay in the middle of the field. You don't want to get too pull happy. You don't want to hit everything to the opposite field. You want to show them, prove that you can hit hard line drives, and try your best to stay in the middle of the field, gap to gap. And then the last little tip I'll leave you with is this: if you do end up having a scrimmage, all right, play your game. That's the tip. Play your game. Don't try to do too much. In other words, don't try to, be a player that you're not. At the end of the day, when game time rolls around, just be yourself. Play your game, have fun, play this particular pitch, stay in the present moment, and you'll do just fine. I'm telling you, if you just play your game, You're gonna impress the coaches. You're gonna have no problem making the team and having a standout year, all right? So hopefully you enjoyed the tips in today's video. If you did, hit that like button for me, and please subscribe to the channel. Join the UBT family. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.